Lecture number 1, Chapter 4, Organizing of OCM, Grade 12th. So, what is organizing? What exactly do we mean by the term organizing? So, we are going to learn in the first lecture a part of it, few questions related to organizing. So, let us start with the organizing chapter. In the first lecture, that is, we are going to learn about the introduction. We are going to learn about concept of organizing, what exactly organizing means, steps for the organizing process. So, starting with the introduction part of organizing, the goal of the organization is set by planning, and its success is based on the implementation of planning. It is always said, if you plan well, half of the work is almost done, because half of the work, the remaining half of the work, that is implementation. The formal administrative structure that is formed to enable the effective implementation of planning is called organizing. So, when we are talking about organizing, it is said, and as I said, the first part, it starts with planning. So, if you want to achieve something, you have the goals, you have the vision, so you plan accordingly. So, first of all, there are the objectives. For those objectives, you make the plans, and for the plans, you have to have the effective implementation, and that is termed as organizing. The success and goal achievement of any work or unit, that depends on the proper division of the work. You have to divide your work properly among the available human resources. On the basis of the division of the work, you need to identify what responsibility and what authority has to be distributed to whom, according to the position, according to the skills, right? And that is the delegation of authority amongst the employees. So, it is rightly said, planning is the brain of the business. That is to think what to do, when to do, how to do, all the sort of questions from which you get the proper answers. That is planning. In simple words, if you are planning to have a tour, आप कहीं पे वैकेशन में घूमने जाने का सोचते हो, सो यू विल बी थिंकिंग लाइक कैसे जाएंगे, कहाँ पे रुकेंगे, राइट, क्या एक्टिविटीज़ करेंगे. सो एग्जैक्टली इन दैट वे, for the organization, for the business, we need to think about the various questions, and that is the work of planning. The next one is coordination, that is termed as the soul of the business enterprise. Organization comes into existence when two or more people come together and they start working together. So, without coordination, that is not possible. And the last one, as it is said, organization is the body of the business. So, planning is considered to be the brain, coordination to be the soul, and the organization to be the body of the enterprise. Now, organizing can be defined as a process that starts implementation of the plans by specifying the job objectives and defining the relationships and effectively distributing the resources for the attainment of organizational goals. See, ultimately, organization is formed for what? That is the common goals, organizational goals, to achieve that. And to achieve that, you have to distribute or delegate the authority and responsibility. And that is how the organizational goals are achieved, the common goals are achieved, and that is work of organizing. So, as few writers have said, and one of them is the Chester Bernard. So, Chester Bernard has said, the activity conducted by the cooperation of two or more people and then coordination is termed as organizing. So when there are two or more people working together and they have the cooperation of each other, right, and that is termed as organizing. So cooperation and coordination of two or more people for the activity, for the common goals that they are working on, that is termed as organizing. Lewis Allen has said, organizing is the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed. He has said it's a process. Process of what? So process of identifying and grouping the work that is to be performed. After that, you need to have the defining and delegating of the responsibility and authority, and establishing the relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively, and that is together for what? For accomplishing the common goals, objectives. The words given over here are delegation of authority and responsibility. Now understand what is that. Authority means the right to give the orders to get the work done, right? That is, you have the power to get the work done from the people. आप किसी को बोलते हो कि ये काम मुझे चाहिए, आप ऑर्डर दे रहे हो उसको, that is authority. On the other end, the person who has got these orders, he is responsible to get the work done on time. And this is done for what? This is done for accomplishing the common goals, objectives. And this is a part of organizing. Given by Chester Bernard and Lewis Allen. So characteristics, we are looking onto the characteristics now. So what are the characteristics of organizing? The first one given is goal oriented activity. Now what is that? As I said, any organization will be working for the goals of the business. So first of all, there are the main goals that they are termed as the goals of the business. After that, every department has their own goals. Like there are various departments. So every department has their own goals, and along with that, the employees working in the organization, they do have their personal goals. So this is termed as a goal oriented activity. So it's a linear structure that coordinates, that is the goals of the business, departmental goals, and the goals of the employees. That is the first characteristics of organizing. Second one is it is based on planning. They have said planning based. So any activity that is done on the basis of the planning. So organization is made on basis of what? First of all, you need to decide the objectives, and on the basis of the objectives you are going to plan for it. So organization comes thereafter. That is proper planning सबसे पहले होता है, and after the proper planning the organizing comes into existence. The structure of any unit is based on the future implementation of the plan. Plan अभी decide करते हैं, and planning is for what? Planning is for future. Past का क्या plan करोगे? You cannot plan. Present को क्या plan करोगे? You cannot plan. So planning is for what? Planning is for the future, right? So it is based on planning. Third point is delegation of authority and responsibility. Now, when we are talking about the delegation of authority and responsibility, organizing is formed for the common objective, a common goal. The people working towards the achievement of a common goal. There is a group of people. When we have learned about the definition, we learned about two or more people working together for the accomplishment of a common goal. That is organizing. So organizing is the structure to establish the relation of authority and responsibility amongst the people. Who is the superior one? Who has to report to whom? That is authority and responsibility. So first point, goal oriented activity. Second point, planning based. Third point, delegation of authority and responsibility. Fourth point is importance to human element. Now, the success of any organization is dependent on the people who are working in it. It is rightly said, if you have a proper staff, proper manpower, you can win any battle. Meaning thereby, if you have the efficient employees, then the success is going to be achieved. The goals are going to be achieved, right? So the next point is importance to the human element. In that it is rightly said, human beings are at the center. Success of the organization is mainly dependent on the people who are working in it. If you have a good staff, you can achieve the success with relative ease. Next point is flexibility. Now, what do you mean by the term flexibility? Flexibility means any time when there is a requirement of any change, and you are in a position to change it according to the circumstances, then it is said to be as a flexibility point. So according to the circumstances, according to the situation, if the changes can be made, if the suitable changes can be made, then it is termed as flexibility. So there may be various changes depending upon business environment, technological advancement, new discoveries, and so on. So coming on to flexibility point, what exactly do we mean by the flexibility? Suitable changes that can be made according to the changing circumstances or situations. Next point into characteristics is establishment of interrelationship. Now what is that? So the organizing, that is, establishes the interrelationship between the work, position, or divisions. That is known as the establishment of interrelationship. So it gives clarification about the relationship of one work with the other work, one division with the other division, and that is building up the interrelationship. The next characteristics on the list is monitoring and control. Now, monitoring, control, and coordination are the basic requirements of any organization. Whether the employee is performing his task as per the powers and responsibilities assigned to him or not, you need to check, right? Whether the person given with the authority, he is performing the task as he has to be, or he has been asked for, that has to be checked. And for such matters, provisions of monitoring and control are found in organizing. So it has to be checked time and time again. It has to be checked, it has to be controlled, it has to be monitored. जैसे हम सुपरविजन बोल सकते हैं, राइट, कि हमें वो ध्यान रखना है कि वेदर वो सही तरीके से हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है. सो वी नीड टू थिंक अपॉन इट. द नेक्स्ट वन इज ग्रुप एक्टिविटीज. The organizing provides effective structure to them so that group activity can be conducted properly. See, when we are talking about organizing, the definition itself says 2 or more people work together, and when 2 or more people come together, it forms a group. So many group work together for the accomplishment of the common goal. They are working for a common goal, common objective. So organizing provides effective structure to them so that the group activity can be conducted properly. सही तरीके से वो हो सके, उसके लिए वहाँ पे helpful रहता है. And the last point of the characteristics is controlled administrative structure. So first of all, organizing is a particular kind of controlled administrative structure. Meaning thereby, in any business units, rules and controls are required in order to define relationship, and that is formed by organizing. So rules, policies, principles that has to be followed, and on the basis of that we can say it is a controlled administrative structure. So this answer was based. The next topic that we are going to cover in the first lecture is steps of organizing, that is a process of it, right? So the first one is clarification of the objectives. When you are having the organizing, it is said it is based on what? It is based on planning. Planning is the first step. After that, the implementation comes in. So first thing, it is necessary to have the clearly defined goals and its proper understanding. What do you want to do? What are the common goals? What are the objectives that you are going to achieve? And you need to have a clear idea, clear understanding about the defined goals. That is the first point. You should be clear about it. The next point is list of functions. When you form an organization, when you plan, you have a list of functions. So on the list of the functions, all the functions are listed, what to do, which are the functions to be done. The list of functions should be prepared on the basis of the proper consideration, and the final distribution of the same should be done. Third point is departmentation of the function. See, there are various departments in the firm or a company. So when we are talking about the departmentation, the departments are created on the basis of the functions. Say for example, there is a purchase department. They will be looking about after the purchase of anything and everything. If there is a production department, they will be looking about the production, right? Marketing, sales, that will be other department. So it is based on the departmentation of the function. The next point is, okay, work based distribution. That is a time of division of work. What we are going to learn is to determine the departmental position and abilities. So once when the work is departmentalized, that is departments are formed, the task to have the proper person to handle the responsibility, departmental heads and the positions, right, who will be working, who will be looking after that department, that is to be assigned. The responsibilities are assigned, the authorities are given, the positions are created, and that is the determining of the departmental position and the abilities. The next one is delegation of the power and responsibilities. That is exactly what I explained for the authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibilities are given to the departmental heads, and that is based on the performance, that is based on the skills, that is based on the experience they have. So departmental heads, that is the divisional heads, subdivisional heads, and the skill based heads are finalized, and then all the heads should be given the power and responsibilities so that they can perform their work in a proper manner. The next one is establishment of interrelationship. So after the proper distribution of the work, once the work is distributed and there is a delegation of authority and responsibility among the different departmental personnels, then the interrelationship has to be made clear. Who has to coordinate to whom, coordination and all that things. So that is the next point. After that, we have a organizational chart. Now what exactly do we mean by the organizational chart? So in order to enable the people to have a perfect idea of each one's position, where that person stands, a proper map should be prepared. So just for an example, there is a Thomas Edison, that is a CEO. There is a Marie Curie, that is responsible, that is answerable to Thomas. Isaac Newton is answerable to Thomas. Under these two people, there are the directors with the names called Pascal and Bell and Tesla and Watt and all. So this is known as the chart, organizational chart, wherein the positions. Do like, subscribe and share the video. Thank you. Coming up with more lectures.